Hey, it's Michael Robbins here, early morning, September 4th, 2020. And it was an exciting day in the market yesterday. Um, you can see the headlines, worst sell-off since June. And over the NASDAQ, it was down nearly 5%. But when you look at how NASDAQ has performed since the trough of the market, I don't think that 5% is going to seem very significant. Oh yeah, you can see it. So of course the talk of the town is this: are we starting a bearish trend? Probably the best pieces were over on Seeking Alpha, and you know the acceleration got me thinking about the name Seeking Alpha, like in between beta and truth. If alpha is truth, um, constantly seeking that that real intel. So here's one of the pieces. Um, the sell-off accelerates. What to do now? Um, Obviously, there's a very, very slim point in time, and so some of the things it says are typical things and kind of sector rotation. But I had to look at one of these in Viva to see how it's performed during all this, and is being recommended as a defensive play. It certainly hasn't carried that quite the strength of NASDAQ or S&P. So do we look at NASDAQ? Let's have a look at S&P too. One thing that you read about occasionally is the markets being disjointed from Main Street. Those conversations are coming up, and how the indices are composed. Huh. Right. 3580. What do we have here? Yeah, so the S&P, definitely gained some ground. That's a pretty sharp sell-off. Doesn't look quite as significant here. What else was there? The market floodgates may have just opened because, of course, leading up to this, there have been a lot of concern of over valuations. This is a really good piece. It's really long. That's where you'd find it, but it's talking about volatility. That's what the VIX index is, and looking at how some of these figures have converged or gone away. Yeah, look at that. Really interesting times. Really interesting times for sure. Right, yeah, and this is going into the options that call activity. It was saying that there was a lot of buying, right? A buying of call activity more than put activity, and the implied valuation in there is makes options more expensive when volatility is high, because anything can happen. Actually, I don't think I read down quite this far. Oh yeah, just skip down to here. This was an interesting one. Um, yeah, that was a really good piece. Not much going on Fox. Slow recovery in jobs. There was supposed to be, I don't know, maybe there was supposed to be exciting news about the virus, and it wasn't this. And I think maybe there was some disappointment around that. The CNBC, occasionally you have these, which, yeah, it's, he's not wrong. He's not wrong. Sending students home. And, can't remember if we had anything here. Why it's too early to call the tech route at the start of a correction. It was always too early. It was always too late. That's how they make their money, is they just keep guessing and producing content and articles to try to describe what has happened and what might happen. Yeah, times like this, there's no shortage of content and angles. Here's a few headlines over at Barron's. I guess more on the jobs, and so if you've seen the last 5 or 6 of these, there have been plenty talking about markets being overvalued, and as they say, hindsight's 2020, coming to you from 2020.